We're going to try something new for this episode, Coupled in Strength. We had the girls at the gym give us a couple of good questions. I think they gave us a list of about 17. We're going to use 5 of them. I'm going to answer, and then Yessi's going to answer. My answer will probably be funnier than hers, so you'll see this second, but we don't know that for sure, and I'm going to hold off on that one. Courtney's going to read them. Courtney is one of our good friends. She is dating Joe Veneri, co-founder of Fit. She owns the Kinsman shop in Lawrenceville. She was training, so I had to pull her out of her deadlift session, but we're happy to have her here. That's the short of it. So.
Let's get started with something light. If you would describe yourself as an animal, what kind of animal would you be? And if you had to describe your partner as an animal, what kind of animal would Yessie be?
The whole lioness thing is like, in some ways, because she's very defensive of me, and she does provide in some ways, but that's too cliche. We're gonna come up with something different. If I were an animal, I used to always say like tiger. I thought that was that was what it was. I go between now. I'm like a gorilla or elephants. Elephants are like really strong and compassionate and intelligent, which I never really thought of. But I don't know, gorillas seem like badass. So I think I'd be a gorilla. They like run shit.
They do. How about Yessie?
What would Yessie? Some days like a hummingbird, non-stop and really irritating. Some days, I think of something elegant. That's a really good question. I could see her being like a grizzly bear mama, like powerful and strong and ferocious, but like takes care of the little ones.
Yeah. I like it.
We'll go with that. That won't get her too mad at me.
I like it. Grizzly bear mama. Okay. Are you ready for the next question?
Come on.
All right. What is your biggest shortcoming as a partner? What are you doing to work on it?
My biggest one in the beginning was insecurity, and it wasn't outward in any way. Everything was inward. So it wasn't maybe insecure in myself in some ways, maybe who I was, but like insecure in what I wanted and who I wanted to be for that other person, right? It'll get into another question that somebody had asked on Instagram, but I'll cover that later. So those insecurities led to overthinking, and the overthinking led to almost detached feelings, not being engaged in conversations, not being engaged in what she had going on. And this has happened in past relationships, so it's like I've overcome those hurdles. I don't know what my next hurdle is. That's to be determined, but definitely overcoming insecurities and just trying to be the right person for your partner. Not necessarily like trying to mold to them or fill in those gaps, but like, how do you compliment them? How do you challenge them? I think those are two big factors in making a relationship work. There's some people that are okay with not challenging each other, which is all good. There's nothing wrong with that. I need somebody to challenge me, and she's the same way, so that really works well for us. Like if she's having a bad day, I'll let it go, but then it gets to a point where it's like, sit down and talk to me. Like, I'm not dealing with you being in a bad mood for the rest of the night just because you feel like you had a bad day. Like, let's get over it together. So insecurity and figuring out what the next hurdle is. I don't know yet.
Good answers, I think. Okay, next question. Say that money is no object. What kind of gift would you give your partner?
Oh, trips. She likes to travel.
Yeah.
So, for her, definitely Ireland and Scotland. She got to travel with her father-in-law a lot. So we were just talking the other night. They went to Vietnam, either Japan or China, like Hong Kong. Like, yeah, she was like 14, so it's like a good age. Like, you still remember some of it. She hated the food, she said. But definitely Ireland, Scotland, Australia, maybe for selfish reasons. I think it'd be fun. Like Bali or like the Maldives, like one of those really fancy beaches, something like that.
Yeah.
Definitely travel though.
That was a great answer. Love that. Okay. I didn't know she went to all those places. Super cool. Next question. Dun dun dun. Would you rather never get to see your partner nude or never get to kiss your partner?
Never get to steer nude.
You'd rather be able to kiss
Yeah,
her.
absolutely. You need like the physical affection. I don't know. That's an easy one for me.
I like it. I agree. Okay. Number 5. Here we are. What is the most important thing your partner has taught you, and what do you hope to teach your partner?
Easy. Taught me how to love myself. It was something that I was working on, and I don't think there are people. I think I would have gotten there without her, but she was like that shortcut or that missing piece that you just kind of plug in, and you're like, oh, that's how it's done. Like, that's how you take care of yourself. That's how you talk to yourself when you're doubting something. You know, all the little, like I talked about, overthinking and all those things that come up along the way, whether you've come up with them and it's not a real scenario, it's overthinking, or it is an actual obstacle. It's something that, you know, has been placed in front of you. There's always going to be some self-doubt, some maybe even feel bad for yourself at a certain point in time. And helicopters. Yeah, so she just, and I don't think she knew she did that. It's just a lead by example kind of, you know, I'm a firm believer of behind every strong man stands a stronger woman. Like, it's, yeah, like my mom is my mom proved that to me at an early age. So I don't have I have an ego with some things, but not with that for sure. That's in my opinion how to make a relationship work. Play off each other's strengths.
I agree. What do you hope to teach your partner?
She overthinks. That's probably her biggest downfall. And then as part of that, probably she gets very anxious, whether it's a cause or symptom of that or not. So I hope to give her the tools to break it down and make it as simple as you can. What can you control? What can you not control? Here's what you worry about. Let the other shit go, because otherwise you're gonna beat yourself up over it and create problems that aren't there. So, and she's getting there. She's doing better.
Excellent.
That's it.
You survived.
Yes, you'll be up next. We'll see how it goes. I'm interested to see what she has to say.
If you describe yourself as an animal, what kind of animal would you be? And if you had to describe your partner as an animal, what kind of animal would he be?
I would be a lioness because they are dominant creatures. They're very protective of their pack or their family. And what else? And I don't want to say, I mean, they're beautiful creatures, and I'm not saying that like because I am, but I don't know, like I said, it was like they're kind of intimidating, and a lot of people say they're intimidated by me at first, either because it's the lifting and there's this whole, you know, meaning to it. And really, I'm just like a loving, playful, sometimes tough love kind of person. So I guess that would be the best way to describe me. Casey would be, I don't know why this comes to mind, but like an alligator. One, he has rough skin. I'm obsessed with his skin in some sick way, and not in some sick way, but he has very rough hands. I don't know why now, because their skin's very, you know, rough. They are sneaky. He's very, very sneaky. Sneaky. They're just chill. If you don't bother them, they're fine. They can be spaz, and he's a spaz, so they just snap at any moment. So I guess that's the animal I would describe them as.
That's a really good one. I love that. Okay, excellent. Are you ready for question 2?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What is your biggest shortcoming as a partner, and what are you doing to work on it?
That's a good question. And I feel like I know the answer to this because we talk about this very openly, because we're always working on something. We're always open with, like you said, the shortcomings. Like, we're not scared to admit those things. So for me, it would have to be shutting down when I'm stressed or pressured versus, and this happened recently, versus talking about it and going through it together. I'm getting better at it, but it's just a matter of catching myself when I'm in that moment and say, okay, don't shut down, don't exclude him in these situations where I'm not expressing how I feel, or you know, and by telling him, he can be supportive in that way. So I'm kind of doing myself a disservice if you really think about it. So that's probably the shortcoming, or I guess what I'm lacking in the relationship, but I am working on it in a sense that I'm trying to be aware of those things when I'm in that situation.
Yeah.
Did I have to answer for him?
No.
Oh, it's just me?
Just you.
Just me, okay.
Just you
I guess
this
that would be
time.
the number one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a great one.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Say that money is no object. What kind of gift would you give your partner?
You know, he is obsessed with cars. These vintage cars. I don't know the name because I'm not into them, but they're pretty cool. I mean, he gets so excited about them, so I feel like I wish I could buy all of those cars so he can ride each one depending on what day it is. He loves to drive, which I love to drive too. He just, you know, is just enjoying the time, listening to good tunes, and you know, it's like your windows are down and you're enjoying the moment and you feel kind of free, and I feel like he would love that. As far as like if he's in a cool car and he feels like good, I want him to feel good, and I feel like that's the one thing I would buy him.
I love that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
Okay. You're so cute, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks. Okay. Would you rather never get to see your partner nude or never get to kiss your partner?
Oh my god, that's really hard. Actually, that's not that hard. What am I saying? I would never see him naked. I'd rather kiss him all the time. Because it's like, okay, you're naked, I get it. But like with kissing, it's like it's all the emotions, all the sensations are like fulfilled. So I would have to say that is.
I love that. Yes. Okay.
Go away, please. That
Last
was Casey
question.
trying to sneaky. Sneaky. Okay.
Now I see what you're talking about. Okay. Last question.
Okay.
What is the most important thing your partner has taught you, and what do you hope to teach your partner?
I think I know the most important thing Casey has taught me is how to be selfless. And it's not that I'm a selfish person. I don't think I am in any way. But it's just when you have that example in your life, it kind of inspires you to be more of that, if that makes sense. So with him, as far as like how he takes care of his family, how he takes care of his friends, I mean, there are moments where he puts others before himself. And that's very admirable, and it's very inspiring. Like, it makes me want to do more for people and for him. So I think that would be the number one thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
And what do you hope to teach Casey?
I hope to teach Casey that number one is to love yourself, which is kind of the opposite of what we just spoke about. But I think there's a good balance of how to help others and how to love yourself, which he's doing a great job of. I guess that would be the number one, because I feel like if you have a strong sense of self, things come to fruition, like, with anything, as far as like being in a relationship or pursuing a career, or, I feel like you have a clear mindset when you know who you are, and that starts with self-love. It really does. So I hope I teach him that. If not, it's how to love unconditionally, because I'm a person that loves unconditionally. I'm a very forgiving person, and hence why I am that way. And it's just to have, I guess that kind of gives people pressure of being this perfect example, because like with unconditional love, you don't have to be perfect. You can make mistakes, you can fuck up, you can say the wrong things, and it'll be okay, because you're gonna have that support and love no matter what. So I know that was a lot of mumbo jumbo, but I feel like a lot of it ties together. So yeah, I hope I teach him all those things, because I have a lot to offer.
You sure do.
At least I hope I do.
You definitely do.
Okay. Those are good ones. Those are fun. Not too much.
I tried to oscillate between light and a little bit heavier.
Right.
A little bit lighter, a little bit heavier.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I want to show you this cutie.
Oh, hi.
She's so cute. She's so cute.
Oh, shucks. Thank you.
She doesn't know this, but she inspires me.
What? You inspire me
I love her.
all the time.
All right, guys. Next questions. Babe! She's so cute. Wait, hold on. Do a nice smile, please. You're so ridiculous.
All right. So we're going to answer the questions that we had from you guys on the Instagrams. There's 3 of them. 2 from the comments and then 1 from the direct message. You'll know who's who. Anyways.
Should we say the Instagram name?
Yeah, sure.
So this one is from Brody. He
One of
wrote.
my clients. Hi, Brody.
Oh, there you go. I'm actually not sure if this has been answered, but when and how did you guys meet? What was your first date? Who initiated? So to answer the first question, how do we meet? We are both on a Lead Up TS team. You were on first. I came on a few years later. And then I think the word started like buzzing around. I went to an UGGs and he didn't go, but my brother knew of Casey before I even knew of him, just following his logs. And my brother, before I left to Ohio, he goes, ask for Casey, he's such a cool dude, this and that. I was like, okay, I don't know who that is, but I'll ask. So in the UGGs, I'm asking everybody, I was like, where's Casey at? My brother told me he wanted me to say hi, and everybody, I guess,
Yeah,
back to you.
I got 3 or 4 text messages from like Julia, Mayana. I don't even remember who else. Yes, he's asking for you. Yes, he's asking for you. And when I told you that,
He thought I was asking because I thought, I don't know, I wanted the
you were
dude.
attracted to me.
No, and I was
How
not
dare
at all.
I think that?
I just said, no, my brother really wanted me to say hi to you.
So either Elite FTS, her brother, or Bob Young set this up. We don't know.
It was Bob Young's, I think.
Bob told me I needed to date her. Bob told her she needed to date me.
Yeah.
So anyways, now we're all.
So that's how
Now
I
you're
guess
caught up.
we met. But the second
Our
question,
first date.
I flew to Ohio.
Yeah, you were looking for an apartment. I mean, we did go out to eat. If you want to call it a date. Like we were like talking.
I guess we were getting a sense of each other, and we really didn't know how to feel. Like over the phone, it's all great, but when you're in person, it's different. It's kind of awkward. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, you were definitely awkward. I don't remember. I don't remember what our first date was technically. The one that stands out to me is Monterey Bay.
Oh, for my
on
birthday.
Mount Washington. Like to me, that was
Wow.
not that was our first date, but that was like a pivotal moment in our
Right.
relationship.
Okay. The next question is, who initiated? I guess we both denied it. I think we were trying to resist each other, and we just couldn't. I think there was a moment where I was just like, Casey, I don't think you should talk to me anymore. And you're like, you're right. And then a few days later, he texted me. And then we're just like, we have to in some way or somehow have each other in our lives. I guess it just led to us being together.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of agreed that we need to be friends for sure.
Yeah.
We were both okay with just that, and then we realized
We still
there's so much more. There's so much more. What else?
Okay. So that was it for Brody.
Thank
Next
you, Brody.
question. Thanks for participating, by
Curtis, also one of my clients. Thank you, Curtis.
the way. Jesus. All right. His question is, how do the two of you leave your disagreements from the day's training session at the gym and not take them home with you?
Let me take this one. When I coach, I'm a sarcastic asshole. I'm pretty dry. It's all facts. It's not, yeah, I know you're fucking spaced out. So I could be, it's not, I can understand why people would be offended. So I coach everybody the same. I'm honest and I'm encouraging, but I'm not gonna kiss your ass. So
I feel
in
like
the
it goes
beginning-
both ways, though.
No, in the beginning, you had a hard time with that. I felt like you were being sensitive to it, but I've also lightened up a little bit, and I know what your triggers are, like what buttons to push instead of like before. I would just push all the buttons and figure out what made you mad and what got you motivated and what.
So
Like
this-
now, I know. Now it's like more precise. I can say, all right, she needs a kick in the ass. She needs a pep talk. She needs some encouragement.
So I'm going to interrupt you.
Please.
I think in the beginning we had a hard time because we were just having a lot of, I don't want to say issues, but they were in our relationship. So we didn't have that trust or that communication down in the beginning. So obviously I was more sensitive to it. So when he would scream, I'd be like, who the fuck are you, kind of thing.
Whoa. I don't raise my voice.
Yeah, okay. Now that
When I'm
he,
coaching, when do I raise my voice?
a few times.
Yeah, but that's not like
It's
I'm
not like
screaming at
he's not screaming to me, but he's yelling at me to get my shit, or I'm not listening to his cues or anything like that. I don't mean scream at me, but you get what I'm saying. So I think because we didn't have that trust or communication at first, it was a lot of tension. Now that we're on the same page with certain things, and if we're not, we communicate. Listen, it's not a good day, or whatever it is. And I separate him as a boyfriend, and he's in coach mode, and I'm gonna listen to him. But the reason why I said it goes both ways is because I have a background of training with guys, and they're all kind of tough. So with Randy, you heard how he is. He was very hard on us when I was exposed to training. And then I trained at Mike over at Battle Axe Gym, and he was the same way. So I feel like I have that, like I can just separate emotion and just listen to what you're saying.
But another part of that too, now you're working with Goggins, part of that was because I did you a disservice when we were both getting ready for the Arnold, not being able to be 100% invested in
Yeah,
your
but
training.
that's something else.
You understood that. We talked
Yeah,
about it and you
right.
understood that. But now it also helps having Steve coach her.
Right.
It gives us there is still some back and forth where I'll disagree with Steve. We're usually saying the same things, but sometimes I disagree with the way he's getting there, that's a good learning experience for you, and it's a good learning experience for me because there's a million ways to do shit. So
So
that takes the pressure off of us as a couple
Right.
when somebody else is doing it for you. So it's good. It's good sometimes too. You know,
to
go
not
through a
always be
period.
around each other, I guess, because when I was training with you, we would be around each other. Now I only need you for certain things, as far as like just my main lifts. Other than that, I can basically go
Yeah,
on my
you're on
own.
your
So it's, I
Well,
guess,
it's not being around each other. It's just understanding what the roles are.
right.
When
exactly.
you need me, when I need you,
Right.
and in what capacity.
So just to answer your question, I feel like the better your relationship is, in a sense that you have a strong communication, and you're on the same page and you have trust.
The trust is the biggest part. I
Yeah,
think you nailed it.
I feel like you can separate the roles and be like, okay, that's how you do it. So that's to answer his first question. What are some things you guys do to help? In all honesty, it's kind of fun sometimes, though.
Yeah, we like fighting. Like, it's not. I don't know if you saw a couple of strength our last Instagram post where I'm smacking her on the back
He's just fucking with me.
and I'm just fucking with her.
And I
I'm
was
trying to
just
get a
like,
reaction out of her, and she
Yeah.
almost punched me. And I deserved it. So she was happy to see me flinch. But
Best day ever.
yeah, like it's okay to fight. Make
Yeah.
it constructive. You know, understand. Even if it's a play fight, even if it's one of those, you're not really mad, but you're a little bit irritated. Understand why you're irritated, and ask yourself, why am I irritated? What's the root of it? Is it I'm just fucking tired of looking at her face, or
Okay, all right.
you get what I'm saying? Or not?
I think also, if you're not, I mean, a lot of the times we say that if you're not having fun, then why are you doing it? So if there's so much tension, or if there's so much seriousness, I don't know, like make a joke, make a face, slap her ass.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
well,
know.
that's our entire crew. Though. We
Yeah.
are not. Nobody takes themselves too seriously. When somebody wants to get jacked up for a lift, and I feel like it's unnecessary, we fuck with them. We turn
Yeah.
the music down. We do stuff to kind of throw a wrench in their mental game to make them better. We did it to John for a long time, and he has improved leaps and bounds as a lifter. Louis used to do it to the guys at Westside. So, yeah, we want that. We
So
are.
there's
We
that
are.
fun element.
Yeah, there's always a fun element. We're a team. We're there for each other.
Yeah.
That goes for her and I, and that goes for our whole crew.
Yeah. So Curtis, keep fucking around, but also
Smack her on the ass every once in a while, Curtis, and I'm gonna send you a text on what else to do because it's not appropriate.
I already know because it popped up in my head. Starts with an A. It's not that.
Well,
Okay.
it might be.
Okay. All right. Next question. So,
Miss K. What's
Miss
up,
K.
girl?
All right. Just so her first question was, I would love to hear more about your training. And then Casey asked anything specific. So she responded, just like how you two got started, the transitions you made over the years, including becoming gym owners, your thoughts on current training motivation, and where you see your training going in the future. It's a lot, I feel. So
as far as Yessie getting started, watch last episode with Randy Scotes. That's gonna kind of cover her whole thing. Me getting started, I actually want to go back and interview my college strength coach and go through the story that way. So hold tight for that one. Gym owners. So I kind of got forced in the transition. It was a great opportunity, and I was actually thinking about leaving where I was, but I ended up I got fired for. I was taking CBD, which is cannabinoid oil. I had stomach issues, which ended up turning into ulcerative colitis. So I was looking for things to help me along the way, and this was before it got really bad. But anyways, the bottle said no THC, no this, no that, and actually it does have THC in it. So long story short, now we own a gym, and life is much better. And it's just one of those blessing in disguise.
I'm not a gym owner, but I definitely help with a lot of
Oh
things.
yeah, and we were actually just talking about having her maybe do some part-time stuff for us. And, yeah, we work together on it regardless. Current training motivation, I'll do mine 'cause it's simple. Stay healthy. I'm putting weight back on. I'm just trying to get back to what feels normal for me.
What is it?
What is your training motivation? What are you training for? What's motivating you
So I like to have a goal.
besides me?
Right now, I guess numbers, would be my motivation. I don't really define, like, if I don't get my number, I'm not upset about it, but as long as I'm working towards it, I feel like that's a success. But I guess numbers motivate me. Either I want a certain total, or I want, like, I want to bench 200 in a meet. I want to squat 400. So that motivates me to get better. As far as getting there, I'm working on patience, because I get frustrated in the process, because I always have to take 10 steps back or 3 steps back to move 10 steps forward. I like to speak Spanish sometimes.
It's not saying it's 1 step back, 2 steps forward.
1 step back, 2 steps forward. Well, I can put any number. 3 steps back, 10 steps forward. Same concept. You get what I'm saying.
It's painful.
Next was, where do you see your training going in the future?
You're gonna get back to strongman?
Yes. I've been trying to get Clint on board.
You will
I feel like
eventually.
our communication's back and forth. Like, it's on, it's off, on and off. But
Bearded Iron Powerlifter, sir. Met you guys last week at Elite FTS. You did not. Unfortunately, we couldn't be there. We wanted to be there. We had a yoga event going on actually right behind us, so we had to be here for the gym. So the fact that, I don't want to put you on the spot, but the fact that you've been cheated on, lied to, like you said, your own, you could write your own country song. Some advice. You want me to go first? You want me to go first?
go first.
Stop looking for the right person. Stop looking for the right fit. Don't overthink any of the little quirks, or, like, I get really mad when she loads the dishwasher, but now I've learned to just be thankful that she loads the dishwasher and does shit for us.
How does that relate?
Because that could be something that, like, really drives a wedge in somebody's relationship. If they get fixated on the fact that somebody misloads the dishwasher incorrectly, and they get upset about some other bullshit, and it just spirals.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I don't know. Point being, try to be the right person. Work on yourself. Work on yourself emotionally. Work on yourself physically. Obviously, you're a lifter. Keep doing your thing, man. I'm sure that gives you some type of release and able to relax, and you know, in some ways makes you a better person. Work on the emotional stuff. Work on the spiritual stuff. You know, whether you're religious or not, whatever you're into. Find ways to get back to your community. Be better to your mom and dad. Be better to your dogs. Be better to your, if you have any kids. Obviously, be better to the person that you're in a relationship with. So try to be the right person instead of looking for the right person. Any question?
My advice, it's hard for me to really tell you, because it's very one-sided with what you're saying, and I'm not trying to say that in a negative way, but it kind of ties in with what he said. It's like, it starts with yourself as far as any type of relationship. So maybe you're dating the same people and you're getting the same results, or are you communicating that, you know, considering your circumstances, that I don't know if you travel. He mentioned he was in I think the Army.
Yeah, he was
A Marine. So you mentioned you were a Marine. Does that require
Does that
you to
put
travel a
stress-
lot?
right, does that put stress
You
on
know,
your
does that put
relationship?
stress on a relationship? Is the other person understanding of your circumstances? So, I mean, a lot ties into it, and because I don't know the details, I really can't tell you, but I think he kind of nailed it with, I mean, it starts with yourself and making sure that you're just being honest, open, and, you know, transparent, communicative, right?
Yeah.
I felt like I said that weird, but so yeah, I mean, just be a better person, and I feel like if it's meant to be, the right person will walk into your life, or just the one you need or you want to grow with.
Yeah, don't force shit.
Yeah,
That's not
and
good
that's
for you.
another thing. So, you know, because you are traveling, possibly, you know, you feel lonely, so are you forcing a relationship? So you have that kind of, you know, I don't know.
Blankets, very blanket.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a lot that ties into it. So what I would do is kind of step back and look at your current situation and see how you can get better or what you can improve in, because we always have something to improve on. So, and that obviously starts with yourself. So that would be my advice.
Yep. So, thanks, guys. This is.
Hopefully Casey won't be an asshole next time. But this is, hey, it's part of it, right? I have to go home to this. We're out.
What?
Bye.